I wish I had that hammer.
If I had a hammer, I'd hammer down poverty and police brutality.
Police brutality.
I'd hammer down murderers. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer down oppression. Corrupted politicians.
Corrupted politician.
I'd hammer down barriers. Oh, they don't really care about the people when they're poor. The leaders will not listen to our voices.
Notice your gang stalkers displaying an air of arrogance, boast, and power, from the least to the greatest. And we're talking size only here. This false sense of power is nurtured by corruption. Corrupt politicians, corrupt police officers, corrupt public servants, corrupt business associates. Which begs the question, who are the guardians of the Constitution at the community level? The answer? No one. Though dead, the Constitution still cannot rest in peace. Corruption is like a tree. The root causes of its existence are activities synonymous with dark, underground places, hidden and persistent. Corruption, like the thick protective bark of the trunk, allows the trafficking or smuggling of illegal goods and services in open public view, but miraculously goes undetected unless an uncorrupted or slighted woodcutter decides to wield his axe. Quickly flourishing into different forms, it spreads like branches and leaves. As the tree matures, it bears fruits such as drugs, murder, property damages, extortion, the occult, gangs and gang stalking, just to name a few. Jamaica, like other countries, has many laws. But it would appear to the uncorrupted, those who strive to make an honest living, and the powerless, corruption has aged these laws into an old man with no teeth. Gang stalkers contravene many laws, and corruption allows them to do so with impunity. Corruption allows gang stalkers to assume fake identities. They are wearing a mask of respectability while carrying out many atrocities. Let's zoom into one specific example. Everybody's a vet, so declared Pamela Lawson, General Manager of JSPCA, in the Sunday Gleaner article September 14, 2014, entitled Fake Vets Are Real Threat by Ryan Jones, staff reporter. The article will shed some light on how easy it is for gang stalkers to adopt the profession of vets in Jamaica and why. Before examining the actual law, let's examine what light this article sheds on fake vets. Putting the animals they treat at risk, biting into the livelihood of registered professionals, putting the general health of the public at risk when they attempt to treat animals that enter the food chain of public, obtaining and handling dangerous drugs, and common sense tells you they are defrauding the public. They are marring the reputation of the JVMA as the growing numbers of fake vets emphasize the corruption permeating the country and the inability of the JVMA and the government agencies to enforce the law. As mentioned earlier, they are defrauding qualified professionals of their rightful livelihood, and they're damaging the reputation of the veterinarian profession by their unethical conduct and violation of various bylaws. In the article, Dr. Osbill Watson says, the public must educate themselves of who is registered as a professional in a particular area. Dr. Watson argued that the public must share some of the blame. I believe that the JVMA must take full responsibility. Why? Is it possible for fake vets to obtain documents that would claim they are licensed to perform as vet surgeons? Yes, it is possible. That is where corruption comes in. The JVMA, they have the responsibility of enforcing the Veterinary Act. They have the responsibility of convicting persons who are illegally advertising themselves as vets. They have the responsibility of bringing to books those individuals who are damaging the reputation of the veterinarian profession by their unethical conduct. They have the responsibility of educating the public of who are qualified vets, not just printing the list, but educating the public as to how they can access this list. According to the article, Dr. Watson said a list is published yearly. However, the article failed to indicate how one would be able to see the list. Dr. Paul Cadogan, the PRO for the JVMA, states, "It is something that has been festering for quite some time. It is a very complex issue. There are many factors involved and different forms of what has been going on. There are different levels of this illegal practice. According to Pamela Lawson of the JSPCA, it is a chronic problem. Dr. Laura Williams, practitioner for more than 10 years, said, fake vets have become more barefaced. Persons who know of the fake vets are fearful of making a formal complaint. And professional vets have been threatened as to where they set up business." The article states, the growing problem of persons providing veterinary services without a license was brought to the fore recently when it was reported that a veterinarian stabbed the mother of his child to death. Had it not been for this incident, public awareness of fake vets would not have occurred in the media. In the specific instance, the article simply stated that the Jamaica Veterinary Medical Association has distanced itself from the man, saying he is one of the many impostors who have for years have operated illegally as vets. This implies that the JVMA knew but failed to do anything about the matter. The only specific thing known to the layperson is that a list of registered veterinarians is published annually. Apart from that, from the simple layperson's point of view, very little is done with regards to educating the public about fake vets. The general public is aware of the dangers of mosquitoes, yet the Ministry of Health continues to advertise through various media safety measures to be taken. So what prevents the JVMA to partner with the Ministry of Health and various anti-corruption agencies to warn the public about fake vets and inviting the public to report these criminals? Dr. Paul Cadogan, PRO for the JVMA in 2014 said, "The laws that currently exist are too lenient to act as a deterrent. We need laws that have teeth, and our Veterinary Act as it currently stands really has no teeth. I mean, it's laughable," unquote. What is this toothless law? At this point, it must be noted that every and any Jamaican has access to most laws, be it an act or a regulation. There is a soft copy on the Ministry of Justice website and the hard copy which is available from the Jamaican Printing Services Limited. As to the reading and understanding of these laws, there are many avenues. I'll just mention 3. There is a program called Under the Law that expounds on specific laws requested by audiences. I believe there are newspaper and radio versions of this program. 2. There may be experts in specific fields whose jobs allow them to deal with certain laws, and they can explain even the unwritten aspect of these laws. For example, the Sunday Gleaner article, A Matter of Land, is contributed by Mr. Craig Francis, who is a commissioned land surveyor, and his expertise allows him to explain the Dividing Fence Act effectively to assist the simple lay person. 3. And there are lawyers. The Veterinary Act is a regulation of professions, and its operational date is October 1, 1976. The last amendment was 1975. According to this act, a veterinary surgeon performs the following: through diagnostic tests, can identify diseases and injuries in animals, provide professional advice based on such diagnosis, treat animals medically and surgically, and perform surgical operations on animals. Article 6 in the Act says, every person registered as a vet will have his or her name entered in a register for veterinary surgeons. Such individuals can charge for their services. The roll or list of registered vets is available to the public at all reasonable times. Copy of this rule can be seen on the Veterinary Board of Jamaica's website. So any John public can see who is legally registered to serve as a vet or animal health care assistant. Please note, if a person is not a registered vet and takes or uses a title to imply or lead persons to believe that he or she is a registered vet or veterinary surgeon, if such a person advertises or holds himself out as a person authorized to practice veterinary surgery, such individual shall be guilty of an offense and liable for conviction. But this is where the joke comes in, according to Dr. Cadogan. The fine is only $1,000 according to Section 16(1)(d) or $500 according to Section 16(2)(c). And imprisonment is only 1 or 2 years. However, according to Dr. Osbill Watson, the Act is in an advanced stage of amendment. He made this statement in the Sunday Gleaner article September 14, 2014. We are now approaching 2 years since such statement was put in writing in the Sunday Gleaner. We will be contacting Dr. Watson to find out to what extent the Act has been amended. Note here, if a person's license is suspended, he or she cannot continue in his craft. Ignoring this law, they will be guilty of an offense and liable for a conviction. If a person is helping out in emergencies, he or she is not registered or had his license suspended, under this Act, they should not be accepting any awards or gains. Note the general term awards and not specific as monetary is used. As regards qualifications, both the veterinary surgeon and animal health care assistants must have the necessary prerequisites acknowledged by the Veterinary Board of Jamaica before certification. Here is a sample list of what the animal health assistant does as provided by this Act. Note the answer to the questions in red. At all times, an animal health assistant must perform his or her work under the supervision of a registered veterinary surgeon. Doing otherwise, one would be guilty of professional misconduct. So, how are fake vets carrying out gang stalking in one community? How are fake vets damaging the reputation of real veterinarians? What code of ethics is being violated by these fake vets? How is the oath taken by real veterinarians put to a disgrace by these fake vets? How are fake vets degrading this noble profession? To appreciate the answers to these questions, you are invited to subscribe for Corruption Leads to Gang Stalking